Hey guys, as you could see in the intro, effect pedals are a great way to enhance the sound of your synthesizers. While many more modern synthesizers have a lot of onboard effects, still many synths tend to sound very dry when just playing the unprocessed sound. Additional reverb or hall, some distortion, some equalizers, or a chorus effect really help you make the sound fit in the niche in the arrangement where it has to go, while also giving it a personal touch which makes your synthesizer sound like no other synthesizer of that type. While usually being designed to use together with guitars, effect pedals are great to use with synthesizers. Most of them just take a normal line-in signal, so connecting it to your synthesizer is no problem. And being designed to use in a live setup, they are great to use in a live setup with the synthesizer as well. I got most of my pedals recently from a friend who will not need them for quite some time. If you see this, thank you, Nico. I will have a look at the pedals in this series. But for today, I will focus on the Alesis GuitarFX multi-effect pedal, which I got a long time ago. The Alesis company was born into the age of digitalization of music in the 1980s. Being able to produce integrated circuits for a low price, Keith Barr founded Alesis in 1984. Their first products were already digital effects such as the MIDI verb, but soon they expanded into many areas of music gear such as sequencers as the MMT8, analog synthesizers as the Andromeda and the AD-AT digital recorder series. Many of these products came with revolutionary small price tags. Alesis made the first reverb effect to cost below $1,000, as well as lowering the prices for digital recorders from a couple of $10,000 to just $4,000. But due to changing market trends, Alesis had to file bankruptcy in 2001 and was finally taken over by InMusic. They continued making many products to be called world's most cheapest in its category. It is obvious that a company like that does not have the best reputation. Some of their early products have many prominent users by today, but few people still use the products coming from the 2000s. I got my GuitarFX in 2004. I was 14 by that time and I was deeply impressed by having more than 40 effects in a pedal that did not even cost 100 euros. Even though I had no idea about gear back then, I soon realized that many of the effects would not sound authentic at all. It is not surprising that the reviews for such a pedal came out very mixed. While entry-level users were mostly blown away by the many options they had, more professional guitarists would throw it away as quickly as they bought it. Even though I used it a lot with my guitar due to lack of alternatives, I would not recommend to use it with a guitar at all. But what about synths? When playing guitar, you always want to get that distinct electrical guitar sound which you can't get with the GuitarFX. Synthesizers, on the other hand, can create much more diverse sound, and usually you don't want to create that typical synthesizer sound. So when I plugged my CZ5000 into the GuitarFX, I fell in love with that outdated pedal for a second time. This being said, let us dive into the effect world of a 15-year-old digital cheapie and see if some of its flaws might even be advantages. I will not do an in-depth showcase of all the effects and functions this multi-effect pedal has. First, you probably are not going to buy a pedal for yourself, and secondly, many of the functions sound terrible. The pitch change effect, for example, rather sounds like some glitchy digital ring modulator instead of what you would expect. So let's just have a look at the general way this pedal works and pick out a few of its most interesting effects. Generally, this pedal works like many music devices that use few knobs to control a lot of parameters. As for example, in the microcorg you have one effect selector, wheel and one knob to set the value. You can use all the effect settings in one patch and finally save your effect program. The heart of the device are the 3 effect channels where you can select one effect in each channel. Each effect has 2 adjustable parameters. Additionally to the effects you get a compressor, distortion, an equalizer, noise reduction, a very useless cabinet simulator which is in theory supposed to simulate a guitar amp cabinet, some useless digital effects, a volume level button and a route function to arrange the order of the different effects. Let's have a look at some of the key effects. This is the phaser. This is the chorus effect. The step filter is one very interesting setting. It is a low-pass filter that randomly changes value in regular steps. You can adjust the speed on the step change, making it an interesting tool to add some rhythmic structure to your synth. In Effect Section 3 you get additional delay and reverb effects, some of which are very nice. You can definitely hear that Alesis already had a lot of experience in making digital reverbs and delays, and some of the settings sound really nice. You get some nice hall on which you can adjust the dry-wet signal as well as the length. My favorite setting is definitely the tape delay. On this effect you have 10 values to adjust the feedback. The second highest setting already gives you an almost 100% feedback. On the highest feedback value, the feedback is boosted much higher than 100%. This leads to some very interesting distortion. I love to use this to create some drony or noisy atmospheres, as I did on my recent song. I have prepared 2 effect patches where I use different parameters at once. For the first setting I combined some distortion with chorus to make a very dry synth become a fat bass sound. This is the basic sound. Now with the effects turned on. second setting I combined the step filter with the tape delay to make some glitchy ambient atmosphere. Watch how I change the delay feedback in real time to control the noise level. I hope you enjoyed the sounds which I was able to get out of my GuitarFX. The point of this video definitely was not to convince you of buying this thing, even though you could get it for a few dollars or euros on Amazon. The point of this video was that I wanted to show you that whatever gear you have, it's all about the creativity you put into your workflow and the way you use your gear. Many times it doesn't have to be the most expensive gear, and especially when playing synthesizers, it's mostly about the way you use it. So my message to you is just use your gear in any creative way you can use it. Just feel free to imagine any sound you could make and play around, have fun, and finally, even with very inexpensive gear, you can create some very amazing sounds. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of Effective Pedals, and don't forget to subscribe for more synths and sounds.